Hey folks, welcome to episode 17 of the Mile 20 podcast. I am Laura and I am here with my bestie, Lori.
Hello.
And today's episode, we will cover down on a couple of interesting things with the Baltimore Marathon. We're talking Baltimore today.
All things Baltimore.
All things Baltimore. We will talk about selfies.
Yeah.
Let's take a selfie.
Dun, dun,
And then
dun,
penguins. It's a little March of the Penguins. And then Ale Marys. Ale Mary.
Love me some Ale Marys.
Yes. We are going to talk about what beverages we have selected for this evening's episode. And for those of you just joining, Mile 20 is during races is where we drop our adult beverage every marathon.
Yes. And it's also where, all the grit starts to come into play.
All the grit happens. And yeah, so every episode we drink a beverage to commemorate our Mile 20 spot in a race. I'm really fucked up tonight. I don't know what the hell my problem is. It's like work just took my brain out. It wiped me out.
We all have those days. It's all good.
Shit. I know Maggie's going to keep this shit in the episode too. So, all right. And then we're going to talk about what we did for our epic week. We will talk more about the Baltimore Running Festival Marathon. That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's the Baltimore Running Festival weekend.
Because they have a lot of races.
They do. They have a lot more than just that marathon.
Yes. And then next week, we are talking the Outer Banks Marathon.
Yes.
And we'll cover down on how excited I was to initially go and do that when you threw that one out in the gauntlet.
Yeah, but we sold you on it, so it's all good.
Yeah, no, I would, yes. So folks, check us out on our socials. We're enjoying the feedback that people are giving us, both positive and constructive feedback. So if you have anything that you want to go and send our way, please do so. You can also see us on video. We video each of our episodes, and they are posted on YouTube each week. Every Thursday, we post our new episodes.
Yes.
All right. So what are we drinking tonight, Laura?
Well, we have a lovely picture of us. I do believe we got up in the morning and we did a very, very early morning placement of our Mile 20 beverage.
We totally did.
At Lake Montebello.
It was very stressful, but yes, we did.
Yes. But it was great because it's a nice, lovely little park and there were plenty of little bushes to hide things behind.
Was that the race where we planted them behind, like where a medic tent was?
Yeah, I think we were really close to that aid station.
Yes.
Yeah. And so tonight, from the picture, what we could discern, I have a rare artifact.
Oh.
We had a little local brewery called Stickman Brewery that I loved. I mean, literally, it was
loved.
Yeah, so close to our house. And they were...
It's like, Lori, where are you guys eating tonight?
Stickman.
Lori, where are you grabbing beers tonight? Stickman.
Yeah.
Where are you doing takeout? Stickman.
Where are you having your kids' graduation party?
Stickman.
They specialized in hazy IPAs. They were so good.
What's your favorite?
So good. I haven't had a Stickman in like 2 years because they actually shut down and stopped making beer, which makes me extremely sad because they were masters at it. But Laura happened to have one in the recesses of her closet.
Because Jim enjoyed Stickman as well because I can't drink the beer. But yes. And we had one lone doggy left in the refrigerator.
And this is it. This will be my last Stickman ever, and I'm a little emotional about it. But I was drinking this on course.
Yeah, and we have no idea how old the beer is.
It's not skunky.
Yeah, no, I know she tried it before the episode.
It made me want to weep a little. I was getting emotional because it's the last. It's the last.
I love it.
There's no more.
I love it.
What are you drinking?
Well, I am drinking first out of my my fancy as fuck glass. And this was given to me when I left. I moved from my last job to my current job, and my team had like a going away party for me, and they gave me this glass.
So you're fancy as fuck.
Yeah, so this is my special glass, and I will go and give a shout out to Amy Page because Amy Page was like the root of this glass.
Nice.
I am drinking a Prosecco tonight, so nothing super fancy. But I was drinking a Prosecco on course, and we actually saw the bubblies in the picture. I think this is when they started making the little tiny bottles of Prosecco.
Yeah, were
like
those
the
La
Marca?
Yeah.
And I discovered those. I was like, oh my gosh, we could put that on ice and I can go and drink that all up. So I am drinking a Prosecco tonight.
Well, cheers to you, my friend.
Cheers to you as well. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh, God, I love Stickman Brewery. One of the family members works for my husband now. And I've tried. I'm like, can I have the recipe, please? I promise I'm not going to sell the beer. I just want to brew it myself if you're not going to make it anymore. Maybe I could figure out a way. Anyway, it's fine.
Yeah, are you okay?
I'm a little emotional, but we'll get through this. Okay. We'll get through it.
Definitely going to get through it. So what did you do this week? It was Mother's Day.
Yeah, it was Mother's Day, but started on Friday. My friend Deneen, avid listener. Love you, Deneen.
Love you, Deneen.
You're awesome. She turned 60, so we had a little get-together at Sly Fox in Malvern and hung out there for a while and then went back to my friend Barb's house and hung around the fire pit for a few hours.
Oh, nice.
And had a great time, yeah. It was a good 60th birthday party. I hope she had a good time.
Good.
I did.
Good. That's awesome.
And then Saturday morning, Ella had a horse show up at Old Salem Farm, which I was not aware was like a bougier type of horse show.
Oh.
I mean, not that all horse shows.
You didn't wear like your big hat and your little white striped suit, or
because I know I'm going to be all up and touching him, so it's like closed-toed shoes, jeans, things that can get dirty. In my opinion,
yes.
I don't care.
Yes,
but there were people there that looked
bougie.
Okay, but that's not me. But and so we got up there. She brought her friend Indy. We went straight to the barn. Mid-afternoon, she gets on, does a beautiful round. I'm like, yes, this is going to be awesome. Actually won the first class over fences.
So awesome.
Looked gorgeous. Not so much the second round over fences. There is a whole myriad of things that...
But she fell.
Yeah, she was a lawn dart. She got bucked off.
Yeah.
Which Felix is not usually a bucker, but he bucked her off. And so we took a 6-hour detour to the emergency room. She's fine. Nothing's broken. But she hurt her back.
Yeah.
So she's struggling walking a little bit right now. But she's recovering. She's getting better every day. And
yeah, you sent us the video on Saturday when you guys were at the hospital. And Jim and I looked at the video, and it is. I can't imagine being a parent and like watching that happen as you're videoing it. Because
I was video. So Indy videoed.
Oh,
her
Indy
friend,
videoed.
Yeah,
it.
when
okay.
Indy's there, Indy videos, which is lovely.
Okay, that's great because I couldn't imagine that. But watching it and having not been there, it almost looked like the horse stepped on her. And I know you and I, when we were running this morning, you were sharing that. Usually horses while they have a moment, it's usually caused by a myriad of different things.
Yes.
They're usually very, very conscious about like not stepping on their human. And I was like, well, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah. And it's perspective. Like sometimes it looks like it because you see the horse's legs and the person on the ground.
I was like, oh my God, the horse stepped on her.
Yeah. Well, and what's really hard is like, you have to temper yourself. Like my instinct is like, let's go run out there, make sure she's okay. But like being like, well, that's the trainer's job first. And if they need me, they'll call for me. And so like being like, oh, sorry.
Like literally.
Waiting. And then like she just wasn't getting up like she should. And then Indy's like, yeah, I think you should go out there. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. But yeah.
Yeah, that's super scary.
It was.
Well, we're glad that Egla is okay.
Yeah. So needless to say, she didn't ride on Sunday. But I did torture her and had the tops off the Jeep because it was Mother's Day. I'm like, I just want to enjoy Jeep weather.
Gorgeous in the Northeast on Sunday, weather-wise. Like high as 72, 73.
It was perfect. Yeah. Perfect.
Sun, no clouds,
And I found
Jeep day,
Bear Mountain Parkway and through Peekskill.
Yep.
Oh my God, that drive is fantastic. And I guess is it the Bear Mountain Bridge?
Yeah, Bear Mountain Bridge. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
The whole. So we wound up recovering a little bit, but I tortured Ella a little.
Yeah, and you and I were talking this morning, like you were in our old stomping ground.
I was like, there's no way that this is the Warwick, New York, Laura grew up, because it was literally like 10 houses, it felt like, and a bunch of like farms.
And I was like, yes, that's where I grew up.
Yeah, so we drove right through there.
Nice little farm country.
Yes, it is. I don't know why I pictured you like more in like North Jersey, New York burbs. I guess because of the Staten Island connection.
Yeah.
From
Oh,
before,
yeah, no.
I just couldn't imagine that like polar opposite effect.
Oh no, my
from
parents
Staten
uprooted
Island
us
to
from
Warwick.
Staten Island to like Dairytown, where there was a blinking light. There weren't even traffic lights when we moved there.
I don't even think there was.
Yeah, there are traffic lights.
There
You
are?
just didn't go through that area of the town. Yeah.
So that was nice. And how about you?
Well, I did. Yes,
sorry,
go ahead.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Dave made me a wonderful dinner. DJ
There we
came
go.
home. Sorry.
Yes.
I was a negligent daughter as far as my mom and my stepmom are concerned. They got phone calls and not a lot else from me yet. But I love you, Mom. You are the best.
We love you, Nana.
Yes, love you, Nana. Anyway, sorry. I just wanted to put in my props because DJ came home and all the kids were there.
Yeah, that was nice that they were all there.
Yeah, and Dave made a
yeah.
great meal for us. We had fun cooking.
I heard he barbecued.
He did.
Nice.
It's delicious. So anyway, and you?
Well, I was down at the house in Maryland because I'm trying to finish up a bunch of the spring projects that I want to get done before Memorial Day weekend. Because once Memorial Day weekend hits, I just totally do not want to do any kind of projects. It's summertime.
Yeah, it's time to enjoy.
So I did battle. We actually, this sounds so bougie. We have an indoor pool at this house. And the previous owners, they were obsessed with vertical blinds. Not that there's anything wrong with vertical blinds, but these had probably been in place since like 1984. So I did battle with 11 sliding glass doors, and I took all of they were the last vertical blinds to go in the house. And it was just like one of those
Yes.
It's just like the space felt like so much cleaner.
It looked cleaner from the pictures you sent. It looked really nice.
I'm painting it this coming weekend.
What color are you going?
It's kind of like a cloudy white, so it's a blue-white color.
That's
so
nice.
I'm excited about getting that done and then not looking back. But being that it was Mother's Day on Sunday, we took my mom and my dad and my sister and her husband and her little guy, William, and then Maddie and Matthew, Jim and I, we all went to the Fern and Fable, which is a restaurant that's affiliated with the People's Light Theater. So Jim and I like to go to People's Light. It's a very, very small theater in Malvern, Pennsylvania. And they do a phenomenal job of just small production shows.
I have not been yet.
Oh my gosh. So they are doing, oh my gosh, it wasn't Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah.
Is coming up from June through August. So, maybe we can go
on going.
Yeah, and they start.
What is the pricing there?
It's reasonable. It's like maybe like $40 a ticket, depending upon like where you're sitting. But then they also serve beverages, adult beverages, so you could sit. And then they do flights of like a flight show where they do these little 10 or 15 minute plays, and you get a flight of drinks with each part of the show, so that your drinks marry up with whatever that is. We've never done that before, but we're right.
I'm thinking girls' night out because I don't think
All right.
Dave would care a lick about that.
Okay.
To be real,
Right.
but maybe he would.
Jim was interested in doing that, so maybe if
he
Jim's
would.
interested, we'll get Dave to go. But everybody in the family was interested in doing the Little Shop of Horrors as well. But we had a buffet lunch, and it was absolutely wonderful. And then we went back to my sister's afterward, and just spent time, just chilled out with family. Just got a good visit in. So it was a nice, low key, but it was actually nice getting my parents out.
Yeah.
So my parents are both in their 80s, and my dad just kept saying, he's like, this is just so great, like being out and about. So I'm realizing, I probably need to go and drag them out a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
To new places, because you know you get into a habit of going to the same place over and over. So
and
it's nice to try new places.
we live in an area where there is no excuse for that, because we have an endless. I mean, you may have to drive a little bit, but
and that's the thing.
But we still have an endless choices of places that we can go that are new and kind of different.
Yeah. So I'm just realizing that my sister does a really good job of kind of bringing them in tow and bringing them places, but I'm like, I need to bring them to more places. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good. I mean, glad that Egla is okay. We nice, getting
Yeah.
spoiled by our families.
Yes.
For Mother's Day. And yeah, Jim bought me up 2 beautiful rose trees.
Aw.
Yeah, so now I just got to figure out where the heck to plant them because they're in the garage
Are
right
they going
now.
to Maryland? Or are they staying here?
I'm not sure yet. I haven't decided yet. That's why they're still in the garage. You probably saw them when you came in today.
No, I saw the figs though. Jim's been growing figs
Oh.
from seed.
Yes.
From seed, and I saw that they moved. And
Yes.
so
Yes.
I feel like they're one step away from going down to the villa.
They
right?
are one step away. They need to get a little bit bigger, and then we put them in pots down at the villa, and then eventually they'll go in the ground.
Nice.
So I think they'll have like the rest of this season in pots. But all right, let's talk about the Baltimore Running Festival Marathon.
Yay!
I liked Baltimore.
I liked it so nice. I did it twice.
Yes, you did. Tell us why you did it twice.
Because we signed up for it.
Yeah, the first go around in 2016.
Yes.
Yes.
And you threw your back out something crazy.
Something crazy.
And you were not recovering in the normal
No.
amount of time. So
That's because
then-
I didn't have a Justin at that point in time.
Yeah.
Justin is he's a massage therapist. He's a certified massage therapist at Marinos Fitness. But Justin, he is not my massage guy I go to for like a nice relaxing massage. Like I go to Justin because you talked about it many, many episodes ago
Yes.
about your place. So I go to Justin when I am broken and I need body work.
Yes.
Like Justin is my guy.
I think we talked about, I think maybe it was 2018, 2019 that we discovered the importance of massage therapy.
Yes.
And when I say massage therapy, it's that cupping, deep tissue. There's
Working the
nothing,
fascia.
There's
Yeah.
nothing relaxing about what you're
Nothing.
getting. Matter of fact, my palms
I know
are
they
usually
make you
sweating
sweat
because it's
or, like,
painful.
You gotta like breathe in really.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. But I really do. It was after this because I would never have torn it. I would never have been injured prior.
So
it was
with your
probably a
massage
couple.
guy.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
probably the following year.
Yes, and I had
that we
not
started.
Yeah,
It was
Justin
2019.
wasn't doing massage at the time.
Yeah.
Of 2016 when I hurt my back.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Yeah. So I think you and Julie did the half in 2016, and I did
Yes.
the full. And they were so sweet because I don't remember the half marathon route, but I know that you met me at like mile 20.
Yes, which was I think maybe our mile like 9 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it overlapped enough where we knew that we could go and run in maybe the last like 5-6 miles with you or something
Yeah.
like that. So maybe we weren't at 9, but we knew that like once we met you, we could go and run in. That was my longest clocked half marathon time ever because Julie and I got to the beverage stop, which was Lori's. So we ran 6 miles because it was at mile 20.
It was at mile 20.
Your mile 20.
Yes,
so
my mile
yes,
20.
your mile 20. So we stopped and we waited and we waited and we waited because the half marathon started so much earlier than maybe like an hour earlier than the full.
Yeah.
And or no, maybe
No, I think it started after, but not that long after, and you didn't.
And we weren't running as many miles.
Yeah.
Right. So, but Julie and I waited for a really, really
over
long
an hour.
time.
It was over an hour.
Yeah. So I
easily.
think we had maybe like a 4+ hour like half marathon time.
But it was awesome because I loved having the company because it was so
towards the end.
lonely.
Yes.
So lonely.
Yes. And it was warm.
Yes.
When you did the
Well, actually,
first
it was
one.
both years.
Yeah, both years was warm.
We had
Yeah.
perfect weather. It was gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think it was a little cool in the morning. I think we were down in the 40s as the low in 2018 when
Yes.
we all ran it together.
Yes.
So it was you, me, and Julie.
Mm-hmm.
Julie was running with us to get her Marathon Maniac status.
Yes, because she had just run like about 2 weeks earlier the Newport, Rhode
Yes.
Island marathon that she talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yep, when she was on with us.
Yes.
Yep. So that was like a big driving force between going back to Baltimore. But Baltimore is also just a great course. It starts kind of like where? Like down by Camden?
Yeah, down by Camden Yards. Yes.
I'm burpy again.
I know, man. What the heck?
I don't know. I had salsa, and so I feel like the onion's coming out again. Jeez.
It's like Monday nights or like your salsa night. We record on Monday nights.
Yes.
Sunday or Monday. So yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Sorry.
I guess it,
I'm
yeah,
so
it's
sorry,
okay.
my friend.
That's okay. It's quite all right. But yeah, we started down at Camden Yards, which was really neat. I mean, we're like we weren't in the stadium. We were right outside of the stadium.
Yeah, but it's so pretty. I remember all the brick.
Yes.
Just really pretty brick all in that little area.
Yeah. So if you do run the Baltimore Marathon, the Inner Harbor area is where we stayed. And maybe a block off of the Inner Harbor.
Yeah, it was really close.
And we were able to walk to the start. So there are a ton of hotels in that area. And most of the people you see are just walking to the start.
That was the Royal Sonesta Harbor Court, Baltimore? Is that correct?
Oh, that's a mouthful, but yes.
Yes, it is a mouthful. Yes. There was a lot in there. I'm like, is that right?
Yeah, and this was nice because this was one of those rare Saturday races.
Yes.
Most races are on Sundays.
Yeah, so we drove down on Friday. We're about 2 hours from the Philly area to get down there. Drove down on Friday and was able to haul ass home on Sunday for
the Eagles game.
E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles.
Yeah, so we went right from driving from Baltimore straight to the stadium.
Tailgating.
And we met up with my hubby, and we did a little mini tailgate. That was before you guys had season tickets, and we do like big tailgates now every game.
Yes.
So yeah.
And it was just me and Julie. Julie was my date.
Yes. Which was I don't know, that was just like a really we just kind of bookended that whole weekend.
It was
perfect. And I can't remember whether or not the Eagles won or not.
I don't even remember who we played.
Me neither.
I feel like it must have been like Dallas, maybe.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But the other cool thing, like Lori mentioned, because this is a running festival, they offer not only the full and the half that we just talked about, but they offer a 10K, a 5K, and
like a 0.05K.
Like a 0.05K. Is that for the little kids or something?
I guess. I don't even know. And then I think they also have challenges with like the Ocean City, Maryland marathon.
Trying to get you to run
challenges with
Maryland
like
races.
The Annapolis. There's like an Annapolis half or something or full. Yeah, they have like a bunch. If you look on the website, there's a bunch of challenges that you could do to get extra bling if you're into that sort of thing.
Do you know that you've run Maryland now twice? So if we go around the around the country again, I'm just thinking. I was like, I really, if there's a race in Annapolis, I want to do that and wear all Army gear. I just think that would be really appropriate. I'm sorry.
I'm sure it is. Very appropriate right next to the Naval Academy.
Yes.
It sounds like it would be very appropriate.
Probably a little middle fingers thrown up in the air too. Oh, wait, what? So the one thing that we did not like about Baltimore was that it was hilly.
Yeah.
Very hilly.
So the Inner Harbor, you're at sea level. And then to go anywhere from there,
you got to go up.
So,
the very beginning of that race was up.
Yeah. So you run from Camden Yards straight. I guess it was either west or northwest. You go up. It feels like on the map.
Yes.
All the way to the zoo.
Yeah.
So and the zoo is kind of at the top of the hill at mile 3-4. So you're the first 3 to 4 miles. You're uphill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you kind of zigzag around. You get to see John Hopkins.
With
the zoo. I don't want to. Let's not skip over the zoo.
Yeah, no, we can't.
So sorry, this is actually a highlight.
We can't skip over the zoo.
No,
because they had animals out with keepers.
Yeah,
and you could get your picture taken with the animals, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, especially a penguin.
A penguin, and they had a skunk. And we have a picture with a bunny. It was like a beautiful white fuzzy bunny.
Very fuzzy bunny.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's cool. It's just like a nice little interruption into your run, like a nice pit stop.
And I think that's the only zoo we've ever run through, right?
Well, unless you count Animal Kingdom, because you do run through Animal Kingdom, which is kind of like a zoo.
Yeah, but so I don't know if you saw any animals. I did not see any animals when I was at Animal Kingdom.
It's been so long I couldn't even tell you.
I did not.
It's been forever.
I did not. But I thought that was very unique that they
I agree.
They routed us through the zoo.
I always thought that Philly should do that because you actually
I agree. You run by it.
Right next. You're on the street adjacent to the zoo.
Do you know what would be great?
Just open up the
I have an idea.
Yes.
So Philly Marathon.
Yes.
They take us through the zoo.
Yes.
But then they're also doing the beer festival at the same time.
Oh, the Summer Ale Festival.
The Summer Ale Festival. Would that not be the bomb?
It would be the bomb if people were there cheering us on, because I love drunk
Philly
spectators.
Marathon. You got to take, I don't know, Baltimore's got it up on you right now.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. So
sure.
we thoroughly enjoyed that. And now the number of people, like you have the number of finishers between the races, and it's kind of declined.
It
right?
has a little, but it's also really interesting in that it doesn't appear that they sweep anybody necessarily off the course. It's a 7-hour cutoff. But as I was looking,
which is rare too.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of races with 7-hour
So like
cutoffs.
I think one of the years, which one was it? It's like 2,300 people roughly were like fit. It showed ran it and kind of finished it. But then when I went to the bottom just to see what time people were finishing it in, there's pages and pages of people with zeros, like that. All the timing was just
like
zeroed out. Yeah, it shows them on the list. Not that they DNF'd. But just zeroed out.
Okay.
And then so like 1 year, like 2 years ago, or was it 2018, they started cutting people off at like 8:20. So anything earlier than 8:20 was all still listed.
Okay.
Last year it was 7:20. So I don't know if they're just getting wise and getting a little bit more strict on that.
Okay.
But they seemed to, I don't know. People were still listed, but just not with official time.
Okay.
So I'm assuming that's not an official finish.
Well, thank God they didn't go and cut Julie and I off in 2016 for our half marathon.
That's true.
I actually want to look that up now and see actually what our actual time was, because I know it had to be over 4 hours.
It probably was.
But then you also talked about the weather, which was in the low 40s.
It was like, I think it was in the mid to upper 40s at the start.
Yeah.
But then I think we got up to almost 70.
Yeah. And I don't know. I like a start at like maybe 48 to like 52 degrees. And then I wouldn't mind it if it just increases maybe like 5 or 10 degrees.
Right.
And then that's it.
Right.
42 degrees to me is a little chilly.
Yeah, 70 gets a little hot too.
Yes.
But I like 50 as my baseline, because 50 is my threshold for wearing shorts. So I know if it's at least 50, I'm like, okay, I'm wearing shorts today.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, like even this morning, we were in the 50s this morning. So we did a 4-mile run this morning. And you were in shorts and just a light long sleeve shirt.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah. Whereas I grabbed my freaking like thick quarter zip and it's like, I'm on fire.
That's the way you roll, though. Anyway, so we go to the zoo. I think you kind of take a jaunt by Johns Hopkins, and then you come back down. So you're back down to the Inner Harbor, which is nice.
Which is nice because as a runner, although like there are races where we don't have a lot to see and there's a lot of nature, but there's like a difference between cool nature and just shitty nature.
Right, like a tunnel, like a green tunnel.
Yeah, and when there's nothing to like when there is no variation and the eye is constantly looking at the same thing.
Yeah.
Like that to me is not fun.
Right.
I do enjoy when we are running a race in a city and there's constantly things to look at and make comments on and, and just feed off of,
and I feel like there was a lot of that in Baltimore. I can't say that the crowds were crazy.
No.
I don't recall
they
that.
They weren't super thick in spots.
Yeah, but there was a lot to see, like as far as the neighborhoods go.
Well, the one neighborhood I did not like running through was like the Crack House neighborhood.
Well, you definitely see all of Baltimore.
You see all of Baltimore. And
they don't hide any of it. It's
all
wow.
It's all there.
I feel like that was like when we came back from mile 20, like between 20 and the finish.
Yeah, I don't remember where it was, but it was really sketch, and like there were buildings with no windows, and you could tell like there was wood that had been on the windows, and like there were people sitting in the buildings and stuff, and you're like, I'm gonna do negative splits here, and we're just gonna run really, really fast.
Except it was hilly.
It never felt like unsafe because the police presence was very, very sound.
Yeah.
During that race, but yeah, there were some really sketch areas that you ran through.
Yeah.
So didn't enjoy that. I'm not sure if they still do that right now in the race.
Yeah, they do.
Okay.
The only thing that has changed since 2018 is that we full circled around Lake Montebello, and now they do it an out to like the halfway point and then come back.
Oh, I like
So they
running
don't
around the whole thing.
I don't know why they don't go all the way around, but it's almost the exact same course except for
And
not
that's
going
a tighter
around.
trail too, so I would not want to do an out and back on the same trail.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I don't know.
But that's the only change.
And when you run around that lake in Baltimore, there is not a lot of shade.
No.
There's shade off of the trail, but when you were on the trail, it is, you just burped.
I did. I was trying to keep it quiet.
I'm sorry.
I am drinking beer too, which, you know.
I love it. I love it.
helps.
I thoroughly enjoyed, though, when we came down to Fells Point.
Yes.
And ran through Fells Point.
That was,
you know a little bit more about Fells Point than I do because of your dad having a boat down there. So you want to tell everybody what Fells Point is about?
Well, yeah, but I honestly didn't do my homework as far as the history. But
dude, skim the surface.
Yeah, so Fells Point is the colonial historic center of Baltimore.
It's so cute. I love it.
It's cobblestone. There's some cobblestone streets, lots of brick buildings. It's just that traditional colonial
A lot
feel.
of restaurants.
Stores
and bars.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that really cool historic center. My dad was a big time into sailing up until a few years ago, and then he sold his boat. But he oftentimes would summer in Baltimore. And so we would go down a lot and spend time with him in Baltimore at the marina and stuff, which was fun.
And so let's jump into we're going to jump ahead of where we ate after the race.
So my dad traveled a lot just on the road. Like he used to be a traveling salesman, so he'd be on the road a lot, and he likes good eateries. He's like probably an original foodie. And so he's the one that told me about Poe's Tavern. And then he's the one that also told me about Ale Mary's, which is in
Fells Point.
Should I fast forward?
Yeah, let's just fast forward to this one. Yeah.
So I was like, ladies, we have to go to Ale Mary's. Like, this is where my dad says we have to eat after the race. And this is both 2016 and 2018.
Yes.
I think we did it both years.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, so they are famous. Oh my God, they're so good. My mouth is watering. They have a Crabby Tots appetizer that after a race, I just wanted to eat.
You just wanted to.
I wanted to be like the kid and then the Christmas Story eating like a pig.
In fact, now that you just mentioned the Christmas Story, I have a picture of Lori because they do have the
oh my gosh, yeah,
the leg lamp from A Christmas Story.
Yes, they do.
Up on the bar, and my friend here had partaken enough where she was like feeling the underbutt of the lamp. There's a little ledge of the butt.
Cheek. It's a little cheeky.
You were getting the cheeky up in there. Yeah, and there was a picture of you going and doing it. So I with your Crabby Tots.
Yeah. Oh my God, the Crabby Tots. Oh, they're heaven.
I did not try the Crabby Tots.
No, because that's like a glutinous thing from hell.
They have a lot of gluten in them. Yes.
And they also have really good burgers. Because I remember, I think I got a bacon cheddar burger.
I think I got a burger without the bun. Mm-hmm. When we were there, because again, your father guided you on you need to get like the Crabby Tots, and the burgers are to die for.
Yeah.
And it was spot on.
Yep. He's good at that.
Fast forward years later when Jim and I, we took our old boat down to Baltimore for like 4th of July weekend, because they do a fantastic fireworks show there in the Inner Harbor. If you ever want to see like the fireworks show, totally recommend that.
Very good.
But I kept telling Jim, dude, we need to go to Ale Mary's. We need to go to Ale Mary's. And we rented those like little scooters, the electric scooters, and we scooted all the way down there, and they weren't open. I was so disappointed. Yeah, I was really disappointed.
That's terrible.
Because I had so talked up this place, and Jim's like, wah, wah.
Yeah. God, I love Ale Mary's.
Yes. So then, look, the race was cool. I enjoyed it. But when we finished at the Inner Harbor again. Like we came back down to the Inner Harbor. And the post-race like little festival that they had was fantastic, wasn't it?
It was great.
Yeah.
Yes. I remember Dogfish Head. They were handing out beers, and I got an IPA Dogfish Head. spot on. Thank you, Baltimore Running Festival. 2 thumbs way up on that one.
Yes, and I was excited because normally when you get a bib and you have like your little tag, sometimes you get like a free beer tag.
Yeah.
Well, I can't drink regular beer. So I went over to this one tent and they actually had red wine. So you guys are drinking beers and I'm like, I'm drinking a red wine. And it was fitting, you know?
You know, it's exactly the way, at least they had something.
Yeah.
That's what was so nice about that. And it wasn't all closed up. You know, it was available as a back of the Packers because we weren't, it's not like we were up with the main bubble of people.
No,
we were
towards
always the back of
towards
Packers.
the back of the pack.
Yes.
And then, so we did beer. So we went to Tir Na Nog as well.
Yes, we did. But I think we did that in 2016 as well.
Yeah.
And I remember us sitting there at post-race because so Tir Na Nog is right there on the Inner Harbor as well. It's
like right on the corner of it.
Yeah, it's very walkable.
Irish bar.
Yeah. And I can remember us going there just for post-race beverages,
And Julie told us she had never done shots before. She didn't know how to do shots. I'm like, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
That's
and then
bullshit.
You're like, oh,
shots. Yeah.
But this is also coming off of very close to your Christmas party in which your husband was stirring the pot and we were all chugging from a handle of Fireball and I painted the parking lot 6 times on the various parking lots 6 times on the way home from your Christmas party.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, let's do a Fireball shot. And I was like, I mean, I'm still not over it.
I know.
My body still wants to reject Fireball.
You still bring them to damn Eagles games,
I know.
man.
But when it's really cold, they're really good.
So we did partake in some Fireball shots at Tir Na Nog because that's exactly what you should be drinking at an Irish bar is Fireball shots. Like, what the hell? And then they had at the hotel, I think it was when we arrived.
Oh, on
at our hotel Friday night.
I think we were walking out for dinner, right?
Yes.
And we're like, oh, let's go out to dinner.
And then we find out that they had a free happy hour and they were serving
free wine.
And we're like, oh, I guess we need to go and like sit down and have a glass of wine in the lobby, which the lobby was lovely.
Yes. And I always say, I mean, that's God's way of telling you to have a glass of wine. Hey, ladies, we're giving away free wine for happy hour.
Hey, ladies.
Get funky. Sorry.
And then after the race, after we partook in some drinking, we went back to the hotel room, and then because Julie attained her marathon Maniac status, so the status that she acquired was running 2 marathons in 2 different states within 14 days of each other, 13 days of each other, something like that.
Yeah.
So she got her marathon Maniac status. So we knew she was gonna make it. So Lori and I got her a marathon Maniac sweatshirt and we wrapped it up and stuff. So have a picture of her opening up. That's all excited. She wanted was that ugly freaking sweatshirt that you and I have.
But it's an awesome sweatshirt.
It totally is.
It's a whole level of badassery. And then I have this awesome video of you with the champagne and like you're trying to pop the cork. Like we didn't shake it, but you weren't like holding it. You weren't containing the cork. You were trying to pop it. And it literally was like, and it like maybe went a foot and just plopped on the ground. It was like wah wah.
Wah. So we did have some champagne for Julie and
but here's the funny thing. So we were just kind of refreshing our brains by going through some of the pictures from the race, and there are these 3 glasses up on our counter in the hotel room. They're very, very clear liquid, no bubbles. Almost looks like water, and it's been chilled because it looks like there's a little bit of, condensation on the outside. About the amount of a shot, and then there's some lemons in the background.
We don't know what they were.
I think we did lemon drop shots.
Oh, God.
I think we did.
Know. It didn't look like champagne.
It was not champagne.
Yeah, because
it was definitely not water.
Well, you know why? Because by the time we got to Ale Mary's, we were like fucking toasty, like because
So did we swim before or after Ale Mary's?
We swam before. We swam like we swam before.
We swam before.
Yes, because the pictures in my phone
I don't even remember
are
swimming.
us in the pool, and then I have pictures of us in Ale Mary's with you filling up the lamp.
Okay.
Yes. So they have to be in chronological order.
Yes.
And we're respectable moms.
Do as I say, not as I do. We do not recommend this lifestyle to anybody.
God. Well, you know what? The one thing I like is that we enjoyed the hell out of so many of our trips. You know, there were one or two where we're like, wah. But we made the best of it.
Yes.
But this one was one because we had so much fun with Julie, and we were reveling in the fact that she earned her Maniac status.
Oh, yeah.
And we knew we were going to the Eagles game on Sunday. So it was just one of those.
It was like Girls Gone Wild.
Yes, it was a
Baltimore.
perfect weekend. And I do like the shirts that I had made up for that race.
Yes, they were awesome.
They're neon pink.
Classic.
Tanks with the saying, you can't do epic shit with basic bitches.
I think I have that iteration on 3 different colors of shirts from a plethora of other races too. Like we've used that over
we have
and over
used
again.
that. In fact, we need to bring that back for the fall.
Ooh.
Oh, maybe we'll co-brand it with our Mile 20 podcast like stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm just like I'm tapping into it. And then
I agree with that.
And then like that. What were we obsessed with on the course?
Oh my God. I still to this day have not had this. There is a restaurant in Baltimore, only in Baltimore.
Only in Baltimore.
I've never seen them anywhere else. It's called Hip Hop.
You got the hip hop hippity hop fish.
It's a hip hop fish and chicken. And I don't know why, but every time on the course, both times, I'm like, ooh, hip hop fish and chicken. I want some hip hop fish and chicken. I still haven't had it. I think it's got to be delicious. But hip hop fish and chicken is on my list.
It has to be good if they have 2 locations. I'm just saying.
I think they have more than 2 locations.
Oh, now we got to, yeah.
I feel like I've seen them more places, but they're around Baltimore.
I don't know. Every time we saw one, we had to get our pictures taken in front of it.
I was obsessed with it. I don't even know why. Sometimes when you're on these long races, you get into these weird
things.
Yeah, these weird little idioms. Like if I run too long next to a line on the road, I get line love. We call it line love. And I'll be like, don't interrupt my line love. Like
get off of my line. It's my line. It's my line. Do you remember?
Line.
Wait. Do you remember in Baltimore when the girl with the swishy pants?
Oh,
so there was a girl, and it was stupid hot, right? It's 70 degrees, and she's wearing these track pants that go whoosh, 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 every time she moved. And we kept like running faster, and then she would keep up with us.
Dude,
and I finally turned around. I was like, "Will you stop following?" I was like, "I don't know what the hell I was thinking." And she just looked at me like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Just stop! Your pants are annoying me." I was like,
"You know what would have been funny if she's like, I want my $2."
I just remember that chick freaking. I was like, "Oh my God, go away with your swishy pants!" Like, so that's like a rule in our little running, no circles.
Jingling,
no jingling, no swishy pants, no anything. Now we did have fun with our picture taking.
Yes.
During the race,
we had a lot of good pictures with the animals. We saw a T-Rex.
Yes, we had a picture taken with a T-Rex.
Because we had somebody may have a T-Rex costume.
Yep.
Looking at Laura over here.
Yep.
That we've played with at
multiple times.
Yes. Ragnar relays. What else did we take?
And then the selfie video.
Screw you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't in on the joke.
Yeah, neither were you or Julie. So the song "Let's Take a Selfie."
Yes.
So we just had that on our playlist, and I had flipped the phone around to take a selfie, but I was videoing it, and these two just are doing their
ready
greatest
for the
picture pose. And I'm still moving, and I'm singing to the song and stuff. And all of a sudden, they both realized that I was taking a video. So I don't know why we still talk about that. It was one of those core memories.
Yes, it is. Yes.
I was I duped you guys.
Yes. And I think, was that before? I think that was after you had a heckler.
I did have a heckler because we were dancing. I think it was right after we met up with the T-Rex. And there was some music, either we were playing it or if it was playing.
I think it was ours.
And
I think
we were just messing around and dancing and stuff. And I'm sorry, I don't go to a marathon to go look like I'm clubbing. So I'm all messing around. And this guy actually a runner goes and says, "Oh, something about you guys dancing." It's that one, she can't dance. And I was like,
that one's got no rhythm.
That one's got no rhythm. And I'm screw you, dude. I'm It's like, I don't even know what mile we were at, but
we gave her shit
Oh
for
my
that. It was
God.
after mile 20 because we were dancing and happy.
yeah, that was so disturbing. So now talking about costumes, the other fun thing that I remember from the first marathon when we did the half marathons is, again, we've talked about the fact that we like to wear onesies a lot before races. And this is where the cow onesie first came out. And you wore the cow onesie.
Yes, with full udders.
And do you remember that
I was jacking myself off.
I had my T-Rex costume, and you had your cow costume, and we ran down into the lobby, and we ran through the lobby. And people were like at the front desk, like, what just happened? And then we were in the elevator, and we were like, I was like, dude, what the hell?
It's a good thing that furries didn't exist then.
I would have thought we were part of like a furry festival. Which, all right, we have to make mention of this. So the other day, our friend Julie, and I'm not going to mention anybody else's names, she knew someone who was having a wedding, like somewhere local, and the person's wedding guests were staying at a hotel where there was also a furry convention, full on furries, like people in tons of animal costumes and so forth.
And I think they were also like getting in the back of some of the bridal photos, which was not necessarily cool. But.
Yeah. But we were like, oh my God. So yeah, people probably thought, well, now today they would have. I don't even think that. Well, if it existed, it wasn't a mainstream thing.
No, it definitely was not. No.
Yeah. So what other places did we eat at?
There is a place on the Inner Harbor. I believe we had dinner. It was the Rusty Scuppard.
Yes.
It was very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the waterfront.
I think we did that on Friday night.
I think we did too.
Yeah.
And then we ate at a B&O brasserie, but I don't.
Not, like,
I can't remember what I ate there.
We both don't remember. Like
I know we ate there.
I took pictures.
Or maybe we had drinks there.
I took pictures of the outside of it, but I have no idea. Like
I have a bill from there.
I know. But think about it. Like Saturday night after the race, we went to El Mary's. So we had to have grabbed a drink. What?
I bet you it was Sunday brunch. I bet you we went there for brunch in the morning on Sunday.
We did.
That's what we did.
Yes, we did. We totally did.
Yeah, before the Eagles game.
We totally did. Oh, good memory.
Yep.
Good memory. But I
and it must have been good because we took a picture of it.
Yeah. We took a picture of the sign, not the food or anything like that. I don't know.
Well, we were amateurs then. We were still amateurs.
So the swag.
Swag, love it. Probably one of my favorite medals.
Agreed.
Shirt.
We're gonna pump you up.
So the shirts like kind of fit nice in the trunk of it, and I like the color. It's like this rusty
like a
color.
little like nice little like kind of stripe with a square on it.
But I do believe that they think that women have toothpick arms because it is like very tight. I feel like
it's like tight. We're gonna pump you up.
Like you can see look at all that definition in my arms. You know, I don't know.
That's so awesome, dude.
It's a really great base layer top. Like you wouldn't want this as an outer layer top.
Yeah, well, it was funny when Jim was sitting in the kitchen before we started recording tonight, and we both had the shirt on. He's like, oh, that's a nice shirt. I like that shirt. Like, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, I don't remember that shirt.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I'm like, yes, because we don't like really wear the shirts a whole lot, but we still have them. So
yes, but the medal.
Oh, the medal.
Top notch medal.
One of my favorite medals.
And they do the same medal every year. I don't care. It's awesome.
It's a crab, people. It's a crab.
And I'm going to even take it down off of its hook to show you that not only is it a crab, but the crab opens every year. Wait, there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
See, now
it's
you
really
have to go on YouTube to go and see the inside of the crab.
The inside of the crab for us was, I guess that's Fort McHenry, looking back at the Inner Harbor, because there's a cannon there.
A little cannon.
Yeah. But I think they do change the inside of the crab every year, but man, it's a crab and it opens.
And if you do the half marathon,
cool.
the half marathon is a crab also.
Yes.
It's just a different color.
Yeah. It's a really
so that's
nice
that's what I really
medal.
really appreciated the medals for this race. I really did. They just they did a nice job with all the swag.
Yeah, I would say it's a top notch. I think it's well run. well organized is the same thing. It's very back of the pack friendly.
Lots of medical staff along the course as well. So I never felt like, you just didn't see anybody. I remember there being enough porta-johns.
Yes.
It was a good race. So you've done it twice. So if you would want to do it a third time.
Once, twice, 3 times a marathon. Yes.
I would do it again. I would do it again, Maggie. Maggie, I would do Baltimore again.
She needs to sign up for Rehoboth. Who signed up for Rehoboth?
Wait. We have to talk about that really quick because that's
Laura's fault.
So last week during our recording, Maggie, Lori's daughter, was she was mic'd up and she was talking about how, we have at least 3 marathons, planned this fall. So we're running the Marathon du Médoc in Bordeaux, France. We have the Marine Corps Marathon and we have the Philly Marathon, right?
Yeah.
So it's so we're talking September, October and November. Mm-hmm. But the fact that you called her out on, what do you mean? Like at least 3.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, I got to do it. So Maggie created a group for a half marathon called Blobfest.
Yes.
That is in July. I think it's July 11th in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
And it's a half marathon. It's kind of falls right within our training plan. And why not? If you're going to have to go and run 12, 13 miles, you might as well run a half marathon and get
a medal.
Swag. Because we're swag hoes, right?
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
So I sign up for it and then that's how it happens. I start scrolling I wonder what races are out here right now and da-da-da-da. And then I'm like, oh, Rehoboth is in December. I was like, fuck it. I'm like, I registered and then I shot you guys the registration and that's how that crap happens.
That is. And I was like, oh yeah.
It's the beginning of December. It's the first weekend in December. So it's 2 weeks after Philly.
It's perfect.
Yes.
So I signed up as well.
Maggie's not signed up yet.
There's crickets over in the corner now.
You could get Delaware just done. So easy. You'd be already trained.
It's right there. I think she's worried about getting through the first marathon first.
This is how this happens, though. Yeah.
All aboard! Dun-dun. So next week.
Yes.
Next week, I know we're going to talk about the Outer Banks Marathon.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk about that one.
Yes, which we also ran in the 2018 season.
Yeah.
We were just cranking them out.
We were cranking them out. Yeah. Once I think it was once I got healthy again, it was we have to get these done.
All systems go.
Yeah. And there were fall races, which, your kids had more of the heavy spring seasons.
Yes, they did.
So, this was the time during our race schedule where we were heavy into the fall races, fall and winter.
Yeah. So we headed down to the Outer Banks, much to Laura's chagrin.
But we'll tell the story about that next week.
We will.
Because that was not originally in the game plan.
No, it was not.
No.
But I have to, yes, we will talk about that next week.
Yes.
We want to thank you guys for hanging with us yet again. We appreciate all your support. Now go make mile 20 your bitch.
Peace out.